Greetings, residents, and welcome to our front porch chat from Carnwath Farms. We're sitting here today on the front porch of the administration building at Carnwath, and couldn't ask for a more beautiful day. And looks like we're going to have overall a great weekend. I just came from Spook Hill Park. And Spook Hill is really part of my dream, our dream, those of our residents, particularly to our recreation director, Randy Ross, as well, who has helped significantly, and our school district, and many other people that have put time and effort into it. I was over there because today is kind of a kickoff of our summer program. And we had our Interact kids. These are the Rotary Interact. I'm a fellow Rotarian, but also Todd Bowen helped organize this. So we did arts and crafts with our kids at our in-progress renovations. The park, as you'll recall, was planned to be done in phases. COVID and supply chain interrupted. We're back in full speed. In fact, the town board, we made sure last Monday we approved more money to be spent on installation of the next round of equipment. But this is just really partway through. Out at the Spook Hill today, I had the real pleasure to have Superintendent of Schools Dwight Bonk there, School Board President John Lumia was also there, and we shook hands on our agreement to take it to the next level, where the school district is very actively engaged with us with the planning. Randy was involved, Jessica, Todd, with respect to what we're going to be doing. This really fits according to the original plan of an indoor inside track, as well as additional adaptive equipment. And it was a fun morning all around, and our active commitment to continue through the town. And in fact, this is part of, you'll recall, my ongoing, really annual, with a little bit of a break in COVID, commitment where each year I identify a number of what I call foundational initiatives. But it's set forth in our website. It's on this little page here, and what I've done, you'll recall, starting in 2018, 2019, was to go and identify a number of the key initiatives that are in sync with the name of our town, Wappinger. So each letter of the name Wappinger has a particular focus, an initiative that we do each year. Well, one of those happens to be the second P, which stands for Parks and Recreation. Now, also, we are involved with a number of other things, which I'll talk about. So Spook Hill is open. We still have a couple of mounds of dirt to remove. Now that the weather's nice and dried up, that should be gone, momentarily. So please come on out and enjoy, the park, and you'll be seeing more over the months ahead. Back to our Wappinger initiatives, one of the things that we have really focused on there, and you'll notice there, it's infrastructure, which is water, sewer, roads, highways, infrastructure, and you can see this more clearly in this taping and on our website. So that's been a very much ongoing focus of mine. We've gotten a lot of grant money so far. But as I announced at the board meeting, and as you were seeing in the Southern Dutchess News and other locations, at the board meeting I announced a $3.5 million grant, thanks to Pat Ryan, Congressman Pat Ryan, who is really very proactively supporting myself and our board's efforts to improve the water and sewer capabilities. And this is what I think is really the first of many. But in this particular case, it's to help fill in the spots, take the water line down, the southern direction of Route 9, and address some of the long overdue challenges that we've had in getting a kickoff. I've met this morning with some business people, and we're going to be carrying that to the next level real shortly. But in my meetings with Congressman Ryan, I went down to D.C. on my nickel recently, and I met with a congressman, as you can see in this photo. And this is where we discussed not just this program, but other programs going forward for the funding. And as our congressman, for our town, in our area, he is strongly supportive of everything we're doing. Also at our board meeting, we passed another one of our resolutions that we try to recognize our important residents and the significant diversity in our town. So at the meeting, we had a proclamation that I have signed on recognizing Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. In that resolution, I include statistics, that talk about the number of students that we have of that heritage in our school district, in our town of Wappinger. And it's a tremendous tribute to our diversity in our community, and particularly to the fact that we have a lot of migration here, but all because of people coming here, for our jobs, for our wonderful, well-balanced community, which has been my number one priority, and it's on that list that I just talked about. Another priority that is also there in our initiatives, and we're honoring early in this year, our commitment to promote the safety and welfare, the protection of our residents, but in this particular case, our students, our youth. Councilman of Ward 1, Bill Beal, and I, shortly after the unfortunate incident, tragic loss of life down in Nashville at a private school, we decided to work with the school district, Superintendent Dwight Bonk, and Sheriff Kirk Imperati, to ensure that not only are the high schools and junior high schools covered, but also our elementary schools. Tomorrow at noon, now this is Friday at noon, it's the 12th, I believe, we are having a press conference out at Town Hall, outside, where we go into a lot more detail, make announcements. You'll hear from the superintendent, from the sheriff, myself, and Councilman Beal about this initiative, the details of what we're doing to enhance the security of our young folks as they attend school. We don't want them to have to worry about that going forward. This is a great event. A great opportunity, shows how we've been able to work together in this community to bring about significant, positive change. It's unfortunate that we have to worry about this, but I want every resident to know that we are doing the best that we can at this point to protect our folks within the town. And working with the Sheriff's Department, our state troopers, that are resident within our building, emergency services building, is a huge plus in this direction. Now, also, as part of the initiatives under the Wappinger heading, is looking after our seniors, looking after our veterans. During this board meeting, we had a report from our Wappinger Veterans Advisory. That's Kevin Hawthorne present on the number of additional initiatives we're doing, and we had a lovely report from our senior garden club representatives. Nancy gave an overview of the past year and what's lying ahead to us. The next time you hear is going to be more about the expansion to make more ADA compliant, more space of our senior center in the town hall. That's the facility where our seniors meet every day during the weekday. And so stay tuned. We're having dialogue with them at this point in time to figure out what features they want in that expanded space. As part of our infrastructure, there's also the highway. Since I've taken office, we've been able to pave anywhere between 5 and 7.5 miles of roadway a year. Mike Sheehan and his crew do an excellent job. Previously, there had been less than adequate funding, so we've been able to pick up, and means that over the course of 10 years, 20 years, we're able to cover in that 20-year period really all of our roads. We have over 100 miles of road way in the town, and today, tomorrow, we're doing Top of Hill Road, and that's also brings to mind where another key element of protecting the safety and welfare of our community is that we have initiated very proactively, with the fullest support of the board, a program to make sure that our residents clean up their properties. We're working with them. We just had a major cleanup at one of our residents' properties. In this particular case, thanks to Councilman Al Casella, our building department, Judith Sabriz, Barbara Roberti, and I have spent almost daily working on this with our legal counsel. We first had to go through the courts to make sure that due process was held, but then working closely with the residents of that house, we were able to get a really, I think, good settlement, clean up the yard. It's still a little bit work to be done. And I want our residents to know that this is first and foremost in our mind when it comes to property maintenance. We're reaching out to some of the other property owners in hopes that we don't have to go through the court process and formal board resolution. But again, I want them to know that we're going to work with you the best that we can, but we also have to keep in mind the health and safety of the neighbors that live in those vicinities. The other item that we addressed at the board meeting was our highway garage. That renovation that was in 40 years in the making, we made it happen during my administration with the fullest support of the board. All of our board members, especially Councilman Chris Phillips, had taken the lead on helping us get and supervise that activity. Our engineers, CPL, and working with Mike Sheehan, our highway superintendent, have done an amazing job. They're going to have a good, solid building, also space that they can rest, in between shifts, especially in the winter when they're having to plow our streets to keep us safe. And last but by no means least, as you know, a key focus of my administration and our board has been protecting our environment. This really has been in a number of areas, but one of them is protecting our drinking water sources. I was able to get a grant. We had a major study. Monday night, we actually approved that we would be extending the request for the team to continue to help us prepare for the implementation, execution of that phase. And then during a workshop in June, we'll be discussing the plan and get approval of that, which is already a approved state. The state of New York has already approved that, the DEC. So very exciting. We're continuing to do it. I met with one of our farm owners today, this morning, about how we're going to continue to work with him and his farm for the community benefit. And also some exciting news concerning some additional initiatives he'll be very proactively supporting us on. And so please, we're really making this town an amazing community. We're balancing everything that we can. I focused, as you know, on economic development of Route 9 and parts of 9D. But Route 9 has been the key focus, and that's why this water grant, with the support of Congressman Pat Ryan, is so important. Last but by no means least are our seniors. And we have, declared, the board endorsed a proclamation that this month of May is Older Americans Month. And in accordance with that, we have daily programs at our senior center, in and outside of the senior center. And at the end of this month, we are sponsoring our Senior Expo. This is a huge opportunity where many people are coming in to speak to our seniors. And this is exciting, as we're going to have it open only to town of Wappinger seniors, but I hope that everybody can sign up and come on by. This has been done with the full support and involvement of the board. Of course, our staff that get praised every day, each and every day, are very much involved with this, such as our rec director, Jessica Fulton, and also Donna Lenhart, who heads up our senior initiative. And we're really doing exciting things. So please come on out, come by and see us. Last but by no means least, everybody, including myself, have received their property levy assessments. And now there's a grievance period of time. If you're not happy with that, go to see Christian Harkins, our assessor. He is independent of the town board. So I think even many, if not all, of our town board members will be in there, complaining to him about the assessment. So come on by town hall. When you do, come by my office. The Supervisor Dick Thurston, say hi. And if you have any concerns, please let me hear of them. So until soon, please stay safe and remain well. Thank you and good day.